fucking right, everybody. Welcome to this May 16th edition Blunt Talk Live. I am your host, my bud tender Rod, your bud tender Rod. It's all the same shit. Just in case we use anybody else's content today, let's let that fair use stream one more time. And there we go. Content disclaimed. Folks, what's good today? It's my fucking birthday. That's what's good today. Smoking birthday fatties, doing some motherfucking news, getting ready to spend my day fucking on the road. I think I'm going to California today. I think I am. You want to know why? I'll tell you why, because it's fucking chilly as a motherfucker out here in Reno. Let me see, let me make sure I can do this without fucking it up. But that is not a sunshiny day out there. It's hard to see, I realize, because of the light contrast. But trust me, folks, when I tell you, it is not a beautiful sunny day out right now. It is a chilly, windy, kind of cold day. Speaking of which, my dog's in the house. I gotta open the door. I gotta open the door so my dog don't get high. My dog doesn't like to get high. She gets paranoid. She has little puppy anxiety attacks when she gets around too much weed. It's fucking super sad. Bums me out. So, what do we got going on today? Headlining story, genuinely hard to find much about. According to the LA Times news feed, yesterday at 5:46, Gary Vaynerchuk has acquired a 50% stake in the cannabis-focused branding and marketing agency Green Street. Now, I've yet to find anything that corroborates this. GaryVee, Green Street. When searching the annals of Google, genuinely all I could find is this one link to the Los Angeles Times. And that's all it says. Gary Vaynerchuk acquires. Doesn't have any real information at all. And there's no other fucking shit out here about it. GaryVee, Twitter, Green Street. Yeah, nothing. So, I gotta be honest, this is still in the headlines for today's news because of the potential here. If Gary Vaynerchuk has actually acquired a 50% stake in a cannabis-focused branding agency, it's coming full circle, I guess, right? So, Gary Vaynerchuk hit first the hip-hop scene, right? Going on the Breakfast Club, got a bunch of the young hip-hop style entrepreneurs on board. If the man's going into the Green Street agency, which is all they do is brand and market for cannabis companies, what it means for this show and for me and for my future here with the Be a Better Bud Tender Now program that I'm starting means that not only is there potential to make money in marketing specifically for cannabis, which I mean seems obvious, but it's not something that's often talked about. But there's enough money that it caught Gary Vaynerchuk's eye. You know, Green Street very well may become the advertising agency for the cannabis industry, is what I'm saying. Gary Vaynerchuk, here's a guy who takes a look at the numbers and the data, and he don't make a decision unless he really truly believes it's going to go somewhere. I haven't seen many stories of Gary Vaynerchuk's what do you call it? Bad moves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying the man's never invested in something that didn't pan out. He probably has, but the big shit that he invests in seems to pan out pretty goddamn well. You hear more stories about him missing out on good shit, you know, because he didn't know it. He didn't understand the future yet. So I think it's cool. We'll keep our eyes peeled on this story because, like I said, this is all that we get. And when I click on that link, it literally just refreshes the page. Here, watch, open a new tab. So that's all we get. Just a little blurb from the Los Angeles Times story feed. Don't know where they got this information, but cool. Glad they did. How neat is that? The rolling paper. So I guess that's all it is. It's just a little stream of fucking news. I like it. We're going to use this in the future for cannabis news. Just because that's cool. It streams just cannabis news for out of Hollywood, I guess. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That's pretty neat. Look into Green Street Agency. It's another one of those companies that, if it's available publicly, you might want to buy into it. There's a lot of shovels in this new gold rush, the green rush, you know. So keep your eyes peeled for those. It's something that I like to emphasize on this show. There's a lot of investment opportunity in the cannabis industry that doesn't directly involve interacting with cannabis. So open your brains up and think about that. If you got some money to invest, I mean, I don't, or I would be. If I had money to invest, I would already be investing in all the shit that I recommend investing in. I'm just a guy with a regular job, smokes a lot of grass, and raps into a camera about the news. So I'm not like a qualified investor. I'm just saying these are things that you can invest in that I think are going to do well. And if you know the cannabis market as well as I do, you know that they're right when they project that cannabis will overtake hard liquor sales by 2020. And in some places we already have. Next up is the blockchain startup that's going to try and take the cannabis industry cashless. This I have exceptionally mixed feelings about. Like exceptionally mixed feelings about. One of those feelings is straight up jealousy. Yeah, no, I admit it, fully jealousy. I had the idea for a cannabis-based, a blockchain-based cannabis currency exchange a long time ago. Again, I don't fucking have money to start these things, and I don't know how to program a blockchain. I'm not a fucking computer scientist. I know a couple, but I'm not one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a little jealousy in there, knowing that I had this idea in 2011, and I'm definitely going to be missing out on this particular opportunity to be the first. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Life moves on. Not a big deal. The cryptocurrency company Alt36 is working with a point-of-sale company, WebJoint, who are going to be branching out from California out into Colorado, Nevada, and all the other good states that legalized and love it, and offer the opportunity for clients, buyers of the weed, to come on through and actually pay for this shit with Dashcoin. Dashcoin is, I believe, a centralized cryptocurrency. It's not anonymous, as I recall. Let's take a double check here, though. Dashcoin info. Oh no, it is an anonymous currency. I take that back. There's so many fucking cryptocurrencies out there, though, folks, that I would hope you could forgive me for being wrong on a minute detail about one of them. So Dash, anonymous peer-to-peer. So it is decentralized as well. Damn, I was thinking of a completely different coin, apparently. There is a couple out there that are non-decentralized. They're static. They have a centralized server, and they are not anonymous. They just work on the currency exchange rate. Basically, their function is that you can take whatever this coin that I can't remember what it's called, apparently, because I really thought it was Dashcoin. Digress. Less important. More important is they're going to be partnering with WebJoint to offer Dash as a payment service for fucking cannabis industry people. And I'm assuming that's on all levels. You know what I mean? If you're a cultivator, now you can start accepting Dashcoin from these dispensaries. The dispensaries can now start using Dashcoin as from the payment services to purchase the fucking cannabis from the cultivators. Boy, I hope that does not look as choppy for you as it did on my machine right now. My CPU's running low. Everything's running cool. I'm not dropping frames. Hopefully that was just feedback on my end. If not, If not, I'm sorry, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. The camera went all like... for a second. It was fucked up. Anyway, so this is cool. I'm excited. They're already in California. They're going to Arizona and Nevada next. So now they're going to be offering Dash as an alternative. And that's awesome. A few days, which is not feasible. Oh shit. Call you back. So yeah, that's coming up. That's going to be a new addition. I'm happy about it, coming back to my mixed feelings, full circle there, outside of the jealousy, because one of the hardest things to do while operating anything in this cannabis industry is what the fuck do you do with all this cash, you know? And tell the truth, I still don't know the answer. I don't know what the fuck these people are doing with the cash. Where's it go? I mean, the reason it's all cash most of the time is because the banks won't fuck with it because of where the money's coming from. You can't get a bank account. So, you know, again, what's happening with all this fucking cash? I mean, like, did shareholders literally get dividends in envelopes full of cash? You know, the money goes up, right? And then out. So you give me your money, I'm the bud tender, I put your money in the fucking drawer. At the end of the night, I count out my drawer, I take a few $100 out for the actual drawer, and the rest goes off to fucking la la land, right? Where essentially it gets divvied up between overhead costs, and then whatever profits go somewhere. But near as I can tell, not into a bank. So this offers the opportunity for people to do that. And when you walk into a bank with $10,000 in cash that you got from selling Dash Coin, you don't necessarily have to articulate where that Dash Coin came from. You sold Dash Coin. That's where your money came from. So it offers investors the opportunity to take their dividends in Dash Coin, which is, because it's a fluctuating currency, they can actually use that as an opportunity to increase their overall profits, right? So you get your dividends back. Let's say you made $100,000 this year off your weed business, right? That's off your investment from your weed business. You take 50,000 of that in cash and 50,000 of that in Dash Coins, and in 2 months, Dash Coin raises 30%. You sell off all those Dash Coins out. Now you're, you know, up, what, 75,000? Like you're up an extra, no, you're up an extra 25,000. Sorry. Okay, maybe 15,000. I'm not good at math, folks, but you guys get you understand what I'm getting at, right? If you fucking take some of your loot in Dash Coins and the price goes up, you can actually make more money than you were going to make before. And that's also neat. But more importantly, you can take that Dash Coin and you can sell it on an open market. You can deposit it into a bank account and you can pay fucking taxes on it and go about your merry goddamn way. So I like that. I like that they're coming up with a solution to this problem. Jesus Christ, my phone is blowing up, folks. I'm not that popular. It must just be because of the birthday. It happens. You get them every now and again. So, that being said, I would hope to not see cannabis go entirely cashless, on the grounds that part of my income as a bud tender relying on tips. So, you know, it's harder to get tips in Dash Coin or in credit card. People are less likely to take the extra second to scribble that magic number down. Whereas, you know, if I'm handing you cash, it's a much higher probability that I can influence you to leave me a tip, which pays for my fucking car note. It's important. But I like the opportunity to convert the weed cash into Dash Coin and then use that as your payment methodology. Denver marijuana tech firm Baker gets scooped up in a 4-way merger with an IPO planned. This, folks, is some big news shit. If you are at all interested in investing in the cannabis market, I am telling you right now, get on board with this one. Baker is fucking boss. They do great shit. Their interface is smooth. It's easy. It works. They're about to merge with some companies in Canada. I forget all of them. Tilt Holdings, which is going to have Aurora Cannabis, Med Relief, Tilt, and now Baker. That, friends, that's going to be like the Walmart of fucking weed holdings, especially for Canada. You got, I believe Aurora Cannabis is a cultivator, and I think the Med Relief Corp is a dispensary. I forget. You guys haven't noticed, when we do a lot of this research on the show together for two reasons. One, I don't like people to think I'm just some pompous asshole who knows what he's talking about because I already read the article. But also because, while I'm shooting on this live scene, I get the opportunity to say, okay, you know what, hold on a second. Let's learn a little bit more about that together. California came first state to approve the use of medical cannabis, Compassionate Use Act, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Aurora Cannabis, top 2 players in cannabis. Big investors going forward, important in the cannabis industry. Damn. So it still doesn't tell me what Aurora Cannabis does. Okay, yeah, it's a cultivator. They sell weed and oil. After much fucking deliberation here. So, yeah, it seems like a place. Hey, that is enough. That's enough? The little dog, she gets so scared and nervous. Maddie, no. No. Now she's looking all bashful. Where were we? Yeah. Basically, it's like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse of weed coming together for hopefully positive ends. We'll see how it turns out. But it looks like you got cultivation, distribution, management, and point of sale all coming together under one little happy roof. So that's going to be, pretty interesting overall to see how that affects cannabis markets. Right Side Holdings out of Bend, Oregon. It's a delivery company. Sea Hunter Barrel Facilities Holdings company to submit applications, licensed producer in Canada. Fucking A up. Capitalization of $500 million by the end of this year. Could be $70 million in revenue. Fuck me, folks. Upwards of $200 million by 2019. By next year, they expect that to go up fucking 3 times. Unreal. And this will be offered as an IPO, is what I'm saying. So keep your fucking eyes peeled on that shit. Cannabis crisis no one is talking about. They're talking about, once again, in Canada, not going to be enough pot to go around. If there's one thing that we can say we've learned from Oregon and Washington, pot growers can fucking supply the demand, folks. Just case of point, Canada's been supplying a good chunk of the northeast of this country since for fucking ever. You know what I'm saying? Like BC, bud. We didn't need that shit in California. Where do you think it was going? Chicago, Milwaukee, Appleton, New York, Indiana, or in Indianapolis. Philadelphia. Canadians are not going to have this problem. This, in my humble opinion, is what I like to call market of influence. They're trying to fuck with the fucking perception of markets, and you can tell because for companies, Cannabis Wheaton got a stock fucking number there. Can help plug the supply gap. See, bam, this is market influence. That's all this is. This isn't real. There's no actual fucking shortage coming. They're trying to get people scared and to invest in this company, fucking Cannabis Wheaton, so that this particular company's stock price goes up and they can fucking make some more goddamn money. This is a paid for advertisement. Sorry folks, I should have read this one closer. I'm telling you, all the graphs, none of this fucking means shit, okay? Goddamn truth of the matter is, there's gonna be too much weed once it's legalized. Moving on. They gotta stop using the medicinal markets. Excuse me. They gotta stop using medicinal markets as a model for the recreational markets, because if there's anything that we learned here in Nevada, you just can't do that. Oregon and Washington, y'all know what I'm talking about. So that's not likely to be a problem. However, this I think might become a problem. From mom and pop shops to Starbucks. And they're talking over here about a gentleman named William Simpson, who owns Chalice Farms there in Oregon, who's got like the closest spot next to Portland International Airport. That's a big deal, let me tell you. It's being, working as a bud tender closest to the airport here in Reno. I can tell you, you are a lot of people's fucking immediate saving grace when you get off an airplane. The first place any weed head in a legal state's going is to the fucking dispensary. First stop. And God, are they praying that you are still open. So, you know, this article talks about how, you know, they went through a really nice little setup here. You know, got your displays out, everything's all nice and wood paneled, and it's real homey and cozy. And it's just talking about taking dispensaries and turning them into like Starbuckses. You know what I'm saying? So like, you go in there, you buy your smoke, but then you also smoke your smoke right there. And that's, I mean, I don't see why this has to go big and ultra corporate, I guess is what I'm saying. I feel like there's definitely room for your mom and pop little lounges, little places to just buy some weed and relax after work. You know, you want to go after work and smoke a joint. That should be no fucking big deal, you know. And because I'm telling you right now, for anybody who doesn't know this, I mean, I know everybody watching my show is fucking weed heads, so I know you know, but you know, people are already getting high at the bar and driving home. It's not like there's like this is lounges are going to increase the potential for fucked up driving. You know, it's not. Personally, I think we go a little overboard on the DUI scene in this country. And what I mean by that is, if you are blowing at 0.09, right? Legal statute most places is 0.8. I think that's federal. I don't know for sure, but anyway, everywhere I've ever lived, that's the fucking limit. You can blow at 0.08, and you let's say blow at 0.9, right? You're a little higher dosed. Excuse me. Then, but you're not fucking actually impaired, right? Let's say you're a big guy. So you're a real big fat motherfucker, okay? And you're driving perfectly normal. The cop just pulls you over because your taillight's out. And you just left the dinner with your family. You know, you had maybe 3 glasses of wine, whatever, throughout the course of the 4-hour evening. And you're blowing a 0.9 because that's just how much alcohol's in your blood. But you didn't get pulled over for fucking reckless driving. You didn't get pulled over for speeding. You didn't get pulled over for anything. Just your taillight was out. You didn't even know. You know, maybe one of the kids at the dinner shot it with a BB gun and didn't tell nobody. You have no idea why your taillight's out. You know what I'm saying? Now you're going to jail for drunk driving. You're driving perfectly normal, unimpaired, unencumbered, and because of the technicality of where your blood is, you're gonna go to fucking jail now? I'm sorry, but no, that's not okay. Now, I understand why it is that way, and I know why we have to have a rule, like we have to have a line. So, you know, yeah, okay. assess the situation, officer. You know, the guy's blowing a .9. He's right over the limit, but he's driving cool and legit. The only reason you tested him because he smelled alcohol in his breath. You gotta know. I mean, if he's at a 1.0, you know what I mean, or whatever, then maybe he is dangerous and he was just driving lucky for a minute. But, you know, if he's a .9, he's a big fat dude and he's driving fair and fine, you know, there should be no incentive for you to destroy that fucking gentleman's life just because you gotta catch them quotas and shit. Have some discretion, you know? So that's what I'm saying when I say the zero tolerance. And then, I mean, when it comes to cannabis, I mean, they can't even determine what level of cannabis impairs your fucking driving versus doesn't impair your driving. And the reason is because it's not universal. It's not a physiological effect on your motor skills. It's an affinity for a different perception, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like alcohol, objectively, on a biochemical basis, limits your motor skills. I just smoked a blunt. I'm gonna smoke this blunt. And if it was sunny out, I could go fucking skateboarding right now. Okay? A blunt is like the equivalent of a 6-pack for most people. Right? Like, I'm sitting down and smoking a 6-pack right now. If we were to put this at alcohol. Most people's chill, mellow, just a beer after work, right? Or like a God damn. Madison, stop. No. 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 You leave the neighbors be. Damn, little dog, she's vicious. She thinks she's vicious. She's fucking adorable. Anyway, I digress. Let me come back full circle here. I'm smoking a blunt. That's like smoking 4 bowls, 5 bowls in a row. Roughly the equivalent of like a 6-pack, right? I can go skateboarding. You know anybody that can go fucking skateboarding after drinking an 18-pack? Because this will be my 3rd blunt for the day, you know? I smoked my 2nd morning blunt on air. I'm gonna smoke my 3rd morning blunt on air. I could go fucking skateboarding all day. I could drive a car. I could fucking go rollerblading if I wanted to, but that's for fags. Are you triggered? I hope so. Goddamn. Remember skateboarding culture? We call them roller fags? Anyway, whatever. If I can't harken back to my mean-spirited youth occasionally, then what is there to live for? I digress. Cannabis. I'm coming full circle, folks. You gotta bear with me. I got a big point to make. Cannabis has the benefit of being just an altered state of perception. The reason that people have issues with like motor skills when they're smoking, like when you first start smoking, you're like, dude, I couldn't fucking drive. I know at least 5 of you right now just went, what is he talking about? I can't fucking drive when I'm after 3 blunts. Is he insane? And I'm not saying, I've just been smoking longer than you. I'm a professional. And this is the point, is I know my limits. Maybe for you, you know after you smoke 1 bowl, you can't drive for 4 hours. Here's an idea. Don't. There shouldn't need to be a law for you to fucking maintain personal responsibility. Right? If you fuck up, aren't you just liable? Shouldn't matter if you're high or not. If you fucked up and drove your car into a tree, you're dumb shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's true. You should have known better. Do we need a law? A law that punishes every person that doesn't drive their fucking car into a tree? You know what I mean? This comes full circle to these Starbucks style lounges. I like the idea of a lounge. One of the things that limits the lounges from happening in a lot of places is people are like, well, how do we determine how high people are when they can leave? Who's liable? They're fucking liable, and they determine how high they are before they can leave. It's that simple. We live in a fucking era of Uber and Lyft. There is no excuse. If you're too fucked up, hop a Lyft, hop an Uber. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not difficult. It's It's not hard. Personal fucking responsibility, folks. And unfortunately, because of things like this, companies that already have big... God damn it. One moment, folks. Which I am. So, apologize for the interruption. I hope you liked the Alice in Wonderland reference there. I wasn't actually coughing. That's just an automated thing I do in case I do have a coughing fit. Look out for those. It's a lot of fun. So, we'll come back here to just say that open lounges, if they're set, if the precedent is set by big corporations that can afford to pay massive insurance rates and other things that'll keep it cost prohibitive for mom and pop style joints to open up, it's just going to be a continuation of the current economic crisis that we have in this country, which is conglomeration. I know everybody likes to say it's capitalism. It's capitalism. Oh, evil capitalism. It's not capitalism. Capitalism did us just fine for like 100 fucking years. However, corporate conglomerate capitalism has become quite a problem, and you can argue that that's the ultimate end game of capitalism, and I would argue that that's the ultimate end game of capitalism that is unchecked by the people that participate in it. Part of that is our own fault. About 1980, we started producing some fucking killer television and cheap beer, and people were just fucking done, you know? Like, they were just done. They were like, okay, yeah, whatever you say, Anheuser-Busch, you're gonna give me 4 beers to choose from that you produce all of. Make them compete. Make me think I have a favorite beer. They're all your beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like 3 fucking beer distributors in the nation. They're all basically fucking competing with each other internally. And we know this, and we accept it, and we're like, oh yeah, I know, but Budweiser's still my beer. Isn't it exactly the same shit as Coors Light? I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't drink, so I don't know who owns what. But I know that it's owned by like 3 companies, and they all compete, and it's bullshit. You know, it's the same thing. It's you know, like you like Coke or Pepsi. Who gives a fuck? It's all the same shit. It's poison. And they've got you convinced that you should just love it. So, if we can avoid that by actually rewarding mom and pop type businesses, specifically here in this new burgeoning industry that's still a little wild west, it's still a little untamed, it's still a little bit unfigured out, I think we might be able to see progress. Maddie, I swear to God, if you bark again, I'm going to have to take you back to Grandma's house. This is not okay. It's the neighbors, they're moving out, they're allowed to do that. My dog is adorable, guys. I gotta be honest with you. It's an observable fact. I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Oh, GP, you're fine. I love you. It's not like I'm mad at you. I just want you to not bark like a crazy dog. That's all. I just want you to not bark like a crazy dog. Oh. That's my little dog. I know it to be true. It's an objective fact. She is the cutest dog on the face of the planet. I know y'all think your dog is as cute, but she's not. She's not. Mine's the best. Anyway, I like the idea of sit down places to get stoned and just chill with your friends. That's one of my favorite things to do. It's one of the things I'd like to work on and open myself. So I like the progress, shown by this article over here, but at the same time, it freaks me out a little bit to think that like all this massive amounts of fucking money is going into it, and the mom and pop businesses are gonna end up fucking toasted out. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll roll with it, I guess, if that's how it's gotta be. I am a student of GaryVee. You can't bitch and moan and complain about how you wish the market was. You gotta fucking adapt to the market. It doesn't give a shit about your feelings. That's true. Neither does society. So. Oh shit. Killed my thing there. There we go. Anyway. That's the cannabis side of the news today. Here in this fine episode of Blunt Talk Live. We're about 35 minutes in. I think that is as good a time as any to smoke a blunt. A blunt covered in wax. You see that little shininess? Oh yeah. That's that live resin from High Altitude Gardens. Shit was green as fuck. It's so clear you could probably see me through it a little bit. I mean, not really, but it's fucking clean. Super clean. Oh neat, and I kind of have it shaped like Nevada now. There you go. Check that out. I'm gonna take a picture of that and we'll use that somewhere along the way in this scene. In this show, we use it as some like Nevada news art or something, I don't know. Let's see what's going on in the hip-hop world for news today. Oh, it's fucking thundering out now. Not a day for skateboarding, as I'd said earlier. Clearly. Not that I have a skateboard right now. Some jerk-off stole my skateboard last year, and I should have went fucking gangster on his ass and like tracked him down to his house. I mean, I did track him down to his house, but I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a problem, man. Criminals are not smart. Criminals will fucking steal your shit and then post it on Craigslist the same fucking day with their actual phone number as the contact info. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just they're not bright. Hip hop. Let's check the news for hip hop. Yeah. Hip-hop. These hip-hop relics joining UMass archive show Boston roots, worldwide phenomenon. Nappy Talk, how Chicago hip-hop artist Matt Muse expresses individuality and embraces blackness in his lyrics. Hip-hop superstars and their discontents. Tacoma educator explains his controversial hip-hop lyrics. Ooh, now that catches my eye. Anytime teachers are getting in trouble for the shit they say, you gotta investigate. I mean, sometimes it's bogus. You know what I'm saying? Like, a teacher says something like, I don't know, maybe God's not real or something like that. You know what I mean? Something that's controversial but factual. You can't argue that it's not a possibility. I mean, we all would love to think that and believe that there is absolutely, an all-knowing, all-powerful being with a plan up in the fucking sky, or the all-ethers knowing and helping guide it. But there might not be. That's true. You got to have faith that there is if you're gonna, because that's the only thing you can have. There's not a lot of objective, repeatable evidence, right? But if a teacher gets hassled for that shit, I'm all for them. I'm like, yo, back up off that teacher. They allowed to say that shit. This is a school, not a church. I mean, it's one thing if the fucking priest asks you to leave when you stand up at the podium and declare there's no such thing as God, but if you're in fucking school, whatever. Logic, amen. The vice principal of Tacoma's Lincoln High School is under heavy criticism. Parents point to his music with violent imagery. Song of the school shooting. Tacoma educator on the progress work to them. Okay. Well, fuck. Logic, amen. Weird. Everything's set up to be like clicked on, even though it's not clickable. Alright. Commons music. Well, what's the fucking... They began to scrub my social media and came across my music. They have been very public, even with article on TNT. Craig said, well, what's your fucking lyrics, dog? Okay, where are the lyrics? Where are the lyrics? What's fucking wrong with people claiming to do the news today? Can you look me up? I don't know from the background. I'm not going I'm going to say proper school issue, emergency expulsion situation. Lyrics and metaphor. Songs are in perspective of disturbed students. Being taken out of context. Only grabbing the cross part where it says, give me a reason to load up a rifle. Well, that's it. That's all we get. So this right now is the fucking my biggest complaint with news in general right now. This article is not designed to inform you at all what really happened. Okay, we got no context. We don't even know the fucking name of the song. We don't even know the name of the song. Not even the fucking name of the song, guys. How are we supposed to take this in context? Even in this article, we're only given the one lyric that's supposedly so controversial. And the only quote we get from him is they're taking it out of context. And they're not taking it out of context here. They're just not giving us context here. And this has very little to do with hip-hop, I realize, aside from the fact that Logic Amen is some kind of fucking, you know, underground rapper who also happens to be a vice principal of a school. That's neat. Good for you, by the way. Logic, amen. Fucking, I like you, man. Can Tupac help a nation turn away from radical Islam? I genuinely hope that I've interacted now with some form of Mandela effect and that my brain is just foggy and Tupac never really died. How cool would that be? That's not the case, I know. I get it. Bangladesh, which became independent from Pakistan in 71, 160 million people, home to more Muslims than Iran, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia combined. Young, but not hopeful. Youth unemployment high. Good job. Tupac, Eminem, and Young Rage. Over the last 15 years, Sunni activism has merged Bangladesh, and inspired American rappers like Tupac, Eminem, NWA, Public Enemy, old school hip-hop, Tupac Shakur, who was murdered in Vegas. Okay, bummer. I was certainly hoping. Okay, now this is cool though. This is an illustration. I keep looking over here because that's where my article is on the computer, but I fucking have it over here for you, so forgive me. Come back over this way. What I like about this is it goes back to hip-hop's original roots, right? So you listen to like KRS-One. He talks about hip is the knowledge, hop is the movement. It's an activity. It's something you do. It's something you live. And I've always appreciated that. And it's made it difficult for me to appreciate a lot of hip-hop music because a lot of hip-hop music doesn't adhere to that at all. And if it does, it appears that hip, the knowledge, is criminality. The movement is out of poverty on the backs of your brothers and sisters. And to me, that's not fucking a good message, just in a personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like to hear more rappers talk about things like getting out of the fucking ghetto by educating yourself, starting a business that doesn't involve crime and putting your entire future at risk. And this is a judgment call, by the way, folks, that I make not because I'm one of color or not color. It's because I'm a person who, at a young age, was directly affected by hip-hop music. I listened to Dr. Dre and to Puff Daddy and to Snoop and all these guys. And there was a time in my life where I thought pimpin' was cool. I would listen to the music and I'd be like, yeah, man, all you do is you hang out, you wear nice clothes, you wear nice jewelry, you have a bunch of girls that fucking fawn over you and do whatever you want, including fuck other random people for money. I mean, how much cooler can you be? Right? That's the image that's promoted in modern rap music of the pimp. Can we get fucking Snoop on the track talking about how he's got to drug a bitch, beat a bitch, fuck a bitch just to keep her in line? Can we get some reality into the pimp game, into this music? No, it's glorification. Crack cocaine, let's sell some rocks, let's sell some bricks, let's work the trap. Let's get on the fucking train, put on a belt, brush your fucking teeth and your hair, and get a job in a kitchen somewhere. Find some entry-level busboy position and make a fucking honest living. Every day. Where's that fucking rap song? I ain't hear that shit on the news. That ain't on fucking that's not on my feed. I don't see that shit anywhere on my YouTube. Vivo ain't promoting that fucking artist, you know what I'm saying? So this is cool. This article is cool. This tells us there are people in Bangladesh right now that are actively using the few artists in hip-hop here who did that. I mean, and for instance, NWA does not promote selling drugs and selling crack like it's a positive thing. They talk about it as this hardship, about it's fucking like it's a war zone, like they're literally every day fighting for their lives. Somewhere along the way, the sentiment of that grew into a marketable fucking glorifiable fucking entity of some sort. I don't know when or how this happened. Maybe somewhere along the time of Jay-Z's Big Pimpin', I guess. I really don't know. I don't know when it happened. But there was a time where hip-hop really was more about bringing up your neighborhood, not necessarily continuing the strife, trying to find a way to come together with your fucking neighbors. That's gone now. I've been putting out fucking bullets and hoes, stacking bricks of cash and coke. It's been that way for 15 years. That's why I fucking took a hiatus from it. You get your occasional fucking conscious rap artists, guys like Eminem. Tupac obviously was fucking, as the kids say today, woke as fuck, you know? Right? And still nobody's talking about Logic, who raps about shit like trying to get out of the fucking drudgery of modernity. How having a 9-to-5 job in an office that you don't have any passion for makes you want to kill yourself. He's a true conscious rapper, right? Nobody fucking listening to Logic right now. But Childish Gambino puts a fucking couple, symbolic pieces of imagery in a video that frankly does rock with a song that's quite good. And now everybody's suddenly, I'm all into conscious rappers. And it's like, are you into conscious rappers or are you into well-marketed consciousness? I gotta say that again. Yeah, it's arrogant as fuck. I don't care. Fuck you. So I'm thinking about Childish Gambino putting a beautiful video with a well-versed song on the internet with a bunch of symbolism and imagery, and now suddenly everybody's all about the conscious fucking rapper. Everybody's all about that conscious rap. Meanwhile, got Logic out there. Nobody fucking listening to Logic. He's rapping about real shit, about life, about having a 9-to-5 job and the drudgery, and how he's gonna fucking work as hard as he can at what he's passionate about to rise up out of that fucking drudgery. The real trap for the majority of the world, or of America, excuse me. Fucking Childish Gambino, everybody, I'm conscious. I'm into conscious rap, or are you into well-marketed consciousness? That's what I want to know. Are you into conscious rap, or are you into well-marketed consciousness? Because conscious rap would also have some imagery in there about black-on-black crime, the fucking gang warfare in Chicago that is majority African American. Talk about fucking things like the single fatherhood rates, or single motherhood rates, the lack of fathers in poor inner city communities, not just black communities, poor inner city communities. Doesn't matter if you're in the Irish neighborhoods in fucking Chicago or you're in the black neighborhoods in Chicago. Likely your dad's not around. Probably in jail. Probably at the bar. Probably on some drugs. Probably working 80 hours a week. You know. Point is, he ain't there and you're still fucking robbing trucks and selling cigarettes to fucking kids in Humboldt Park. I digress. I lived it. I've been there. I was in those fucking neighborhoods. Well, let me rephrase. I was not in the inner city black neighborhoods of Chicago. I stayed my ass north of Madison Avenue. I ain't looking to get killed or beaten. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the fucking scene out there. I mean, I bicycled down Madison Avenue one day. That was fucking crazy. Anyway. The point I'm trying to make is where's the fucking images of Kelly Thomas getting beat to fucking shit by 7 Folsom PD officers in 2013, beaten into a coma that he later died from? Cops acquitted. Shit's all on camera. The man put his hands behind his back. They got him fucking handcuffed and they continue to beat him to death. Justified use of force. Why don't we tackle the real problem that there's a billion-dollar industry in this country to keep cops out of prison for the atrocities they commit? Doesn't matter who they commit them on. I mean, Jesus Christ, Rodney King sparked fucking race riots and an entire reformation of the LAPD. Nobody even knows who Kelly Thomas is. Rodney King's still alive. Just saying. Childish Gambino, where are these fucking images in the video? Where are we tackling real social justice problems? Or are we marketing consciousness? Well-marketed consciousness. That's just for a little later blurb. I'm gonna upload that shit. But it's true, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the video. This Is America is great. And it's not entirely wrong. I'm not suggesting that it's full of shit. I'm just saying it promotes a specific narrative that only drives division. I don't have too much respect for that. However, again, Public Enemy, Fuck the Police, Eminem, Tupac, fucking KRS-One, Immortal Technique, Logic. In a lot of ways, even Machine Gun Kelly, as he continues to grow and as an artist becomes more conscious and aware, less songs about just making that money and partying. But he's young, so he's still making that money and partying. But there's a foundation there, that's my point. Can't talk conscious rap without talking about J. Cole's new shit. That was fire. Right? KOD is good. I'm not saying there's none out there. And I'm not upset. I'm actually kind of glad that This Is America is going to drive more people to have an interest in conscious rap. Because it is going to get more exposure to those guys like KRS-One and Logic and Immortal Technique and Tech 9 and I mean yeah, titties, but that's not all he's about. Tech 9's got some good shit out there. So the Bangladeshians, I don't know, how do you say it? It doesn't matter right now. Not to me. If it does to you, go ahead and leave angry tweets in the comments below or what the fuck ever. I'm good. This is a key, rapping for freedom of speech, which is something we all need to do. I highly recommend all famous rappers that stumble across this in the future to start using more of the F and the N word than you already do. And lots of bitches. Go ahead and throw lots of bitches out there. That's niggers and faggots, by the way. And F words. I don't know why people get so upset when you use that in exposition, but I like to do it just to trigger you. So, yeah, use that shit. Exercise your freedom of speech through rap. I recommend it. In Bangladeshi, that's what it is, Bangladeshi hip-hop is celebrating the annual festival in Dhaka. Wow, fuck yeah. How cool. Mandate, holy fuck fuck, dude? The government of Bangladesh has made it illegal to say offensive shit deemed offensive by the courts online, with 7 to 14 years in prison. Holy fuck. I got such mixed feelings about that. Okay, here's the deal. On one hand, yeah, obviously that's fucking atrocious. Freedom of speech. I'm an advocate. But hear me out. Imagine how much different Twitter and the comments section of YouTube would be if in America you could be fucking arrested and put in jail for 7 to 14 years for saying things arbitrarily deemed offensive on the internet. Can you fucking imagine what a cleaner Twitter we would have? Oh, so many trolls just gone in a moment. In a moment. I mean, it's not the solution. I just like the end game, you know? Because, like, I've seen trolling from both sides. I was a troll before trolling was a thing. I used to go on IRC in, like, 1998 and just say terrible fucking shit in chat rooms. And like, you know, like, chat rooms designed to bring, like, you know, the old people together with their grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Before instant messaging and shit like that, you would have to be like, okay, meet me here on this chat room at fucking 3 o'clock on Tuesday and we'll chat. It'll be fun. And you would chat on IRC. I would say terrible, terrible things just to see how people would react and what they would say. And oh my God, was it fun. So I get it. But after about 13, if you haven't grown out of that behavioral pattern yet, there is something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like if I thought for a minute that all the trolls arrested by this kind of fucking statute were 13-year-olds and under, I would be flying to Bangladesh right now to fight that. Because from 11 to 13, the only thing you should be doing on the internet is jacking off and trolling people. You have no other function on the internet. I'm sorry. You don't start doing real research until 14, 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got no business on the internet except for looking at tits and fucking saying terrible shit to people behind the mask of the fucking computer screen. That's your time. 11 to 13. If you haven't got it out of your system by then, there's something wrong with you. This is not an opinion, folks. It's a provable fact. I could build a flowchart and a graph if you needed it illustrated. Once your balls have finished dropping and you're done fist fighting in the fucking school hallway for no other reason than somebody saying you look like a girl, you need not be trolling on the motherfucking internet any longer. What's wrong with you? So on that level, I kind of feel like, yeah, if you're a grown-ass adult just going on the internet and trolling, I mean, you're kind of a piece of shit. It's just a fact. You know, like right now, if you're trolling my shit and you're leaving mean fucking comments down below for the sake of leaving mean comments down below, you're just kind of a dick. And I'm guessing you don't have a lot of genuine friends. You have people that tolerate you for whatever social proof you value and social value that you offer them. Potentially social proof. They just hang out with you so they have someone to hang out with. You're a dick. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're a 13-year-old and you're railing on me right now, keep it up, buddy. You can do better. You know what I mean? If you're 12 right now and you're talking about what a fucking douchebag I am, I highly recommend up your game. I'm not even reading the comments, but whatever they are, up the game. Yeah, but if you're 30, do me a favor, go get laid. Fuck something. Do you know? So good for the Bangladeshi people. You know what I mean? Rapping and shit. Using that old school conscious hip hop to make a movement and potentially find some form of revolution against a tyrannical government that keeps them from saying mean shit on the internet with prison. I mean, I do want to clarify, I would like to see a world free of adult douchebag trolls, but I'm just saying imprisoning them is obviously not the solution. I like the end result, but not the solution. You know what I'm saying? I've never been one for final solutions. You know what I mean? I just think it's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. If there's one hip-hop trio that would survive the apocalypse, it would be Migos. Okay, first of all, you mean the people responsible for mumble triplet rap? No thank you. I will call you in a minute. No thank you. And, yeah, fucking no thank you. That's all I really have to say on that. The people responsible for Cardi B, basically. I mean, that fucking video with Snoop Dogg is brilliant. If you haven't seen Snoop Dogg making fun of fucking mumble rap yet, you need to. Spice knows Tokyo Vanity's ex-boyfriend is feeling her this week's Check Yourself for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I don't give a shit. Remember when DMX was the king of hip hop? Me neither. I mean, I remember DMX being a hip hop artist, but like the king? I mean, I'm gonna make y'all lose your mind up in here, up in here. Like, that's some fucking waxing poetry. Shakespeare ain't got shit on this motherfucker, right? I mean, the king? Okay. Archbishop marrying Harry and Meghan, calming himself with hip-hop before wedding. I don't know what's stranger about that. That the Archbishop marrying Harry and Meghan needs to be calming himself down before a wedding. I mean, he just pretty much roll up there and maybe he's not that great at Latin. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe his Latin is off, so I'm assuming they're gonna have like a traditional fucking like Latin thing go or some shit. I don't know. It's like all, I'm just assuming. I have no idea. Maybe it's just in English and he's a pussy. I don't know. I don't know. Don't look at me like I know what the fuck's going on in England's fucking marrying royalty bullshit. And it's silly. Anyway, let's find out what he was listening to at very least, right? I mean, I'm not that interested in a royal wedding, but I'm definitely interested in what the guy's listening to. Oh yeah, look at this cat. Oh, he's fucking cool looking. He's just like, yeah, I listen to fucking Dre, yo. Justin Welly. Ooh, calming his nerves with a healthy dose of hip hop. God damn it, stop loading up bullshit. I just need the text, asshole. What's up, little dog? Come here. Oh, she's doing it. Oh, little dog. I love you. Alright, I'm gonna show you off, kid. I'm gonna show you to all the people that never watch. Come here. Come here. Oh my god. Oh. And this is my little booger. She's the cutest thing in the world. I love her. If anybody says anything mean about her, I will track you down and shit in your mailbox. Oh, I love you. Alright. I know you just want it up on the couch where it's kind of warmer. I get it. There we go. Alright, he's been playing Blinded by Your Grace by UK rapper and grime artist Stormies on repeat. So that's who he's listening to. Some UK rapper none of us have ever heard of, but I hope we go and check them out. I can't, because I can't afford any copyright strikes. I'm tired of that bullshit. YouTube's a cocksmoke about it. They don't give a fuck unless you're pulling shitloads of views and ad revenue. They do not give a shit. They don't even look at those appeals, I'm betting. What's up, little dog? What you looking for? Alright. Hip-hop star Kanye West and the Democrats. They don't like him now. They loved him before when he was talking about George Bush hating black people. But now that he's like, I kind of like the Republican guy, they're just like, hold on, man, you picked a side. You got to stay on the side. And he's like, no, I get to be a free thinker and do whatever the fuck I want because I'm Kanye West and I'm fucking banging Kim Kardashian and everybody seems to think her butt is worth more than its weight in gold, I guess. I don't know what gives him any credibility, but ultimately he doesn't fucking seem to think he needs to pick a side. And I'm with him. Ice Cube's release America's Most Wanted 28 years ago. That's a good record. In fact, I liked everything Ice Cube did. I think he was probably one of the more talented hip-hop artists out of that generation. Will wash windows and jump off buildings for hip-hop and seed money. Well, fucking good for this guy. What's Forbes doing now? Maurice Ellaby says, I jump off buildings for a living. That's because he washes windows on skyscrapers. But what he's been primary gig is window cleaning. Hopes will soon be a side gig. Yeah, fucking good for this guy. Cleaning sides of building windows to hustle and make money to put a record out. Fucking go, dude. Kill it. Ray Stremmerd's SREM makes top 10 Billboard 200 debut. I'll have to listen to that later. I don't know anything about it. Sorry, guys. T.I. arrested in Georgia for disorderly conduct. Somehow that seems fitting, I guess. I mean, you haven't really made it as a rapper in this world until you get arrested for, like, punching a paparazzi or something, you know? Lil Wayne backed out of the Rolling Loud performance, and he says he's sorry. I hope that's enough for you guys. Houston police issue arrest warrants for 6x9. Oh, 6'9". I guess it's just 6'9". Fuck, who knows? Good for them, I guess. They're gonna make it now, because once you get arrested, you're fucking famous. I don't know. I really don't know. Guys, I'll be honest with you. Again, like I said, most of fucking hip-hop kind of sucks right now. So it's hard to keep up on this. If you got good hip-hop, please leave it in the comments. Tell me in the chat what's up. 12 gorgeous photos of what Toronto hip-hop looked like before Drake. Turns out maybe they're not super jazzed with Drake, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. Decade before Drake was nominated charged. Foundation, Toronto Sound, as we know it today. The city was churning out an array of progressive hip-hop voices. Photography captured energy 90s trailblazers. Thrust by Nabil Shash, 2009. Ghetto Concept by Patrick in 92. That's a cool fucking picture. Look at that big ass speaker box. They're like, we do this shit right, dog. 96. That's a good one too. 94, that's funny. Look at that fucking boxy ass ugly car she's standing in front of like she's a badass. That one's kind of neat too. That one's good. That one's hard. That's hard as fuck. That's actually pretty cool. Alright, hopefully we don't get hit with too much for copyright infringement on showing those photographs, but I gotta be honest with you, those were pretty cool pictures, apparently, of the 90s scene in Toronto. Pre-Drake, excuse me, not just 90s. Some of that was 2000s. Well, that's the end of the second blunt, and that's also the end of the fucking hip-hop news on Google News. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm gonna leave you guys with this, because it's neat, and I'm not really coughing, as you can hear, but how cool is that? I'm so glad that people GIF stuff and they just rip it and GIF it. Fuck yeah. Anyway, have a great day.